What's going on out there today, team? So this one is going to be for our owners, our managers, our leaders, our captains, whatever. If you're in a type of position where people are coming to you for help. Did you know, this is something I heard the other day that I absolutely love. Your income, whether you like where it's at or you don't like where it's at, it is based upon the problems you solve and how fast you solve them. Now, if that comment hurts your feelings a little bit, that's honestly good news, because it means you're the type of the person that you want to help people, but it means either you're not helping people at the rate that you want to, or you're ready to level up. Either way, glad you're here. So once again, the reason I do these videos, these are things that I've come across, or maybe I'm even coming across right now, that I have done and people have helped me with, and my goal is to just reach out and help you guys. And if this helps you, pass it along. So what I want to talk about right now is the process and the things you need to do to solve problems, okay? You are meant and built to serve others and to solve problems. Shocker, that's the way it is. If you are helping people and you are solving problems, you are just gonna make more money. That's all there is to it. It's nature. It's called reward because you are rewarding others. So, number one, and again, whether you are a owner or a manager or a leader or whatever the case may be, insert title here. I'm not a very good title guy. These are the things you have to do, and it's not going to be complicated. I know you see we got our trusty whiteboard back here behind me. Don't worry about it. We're not going to take a lot, but I do want you to take some notes because these are some very, very, very simple key things. Number one, you need to be involved, okay? Involved starts with an I, not an N, by the way. Anyways. Man, my writing is just absolutely, okay, it says involved. Deal with it, right? So what I mean by involved is, and this one may be hard for some upper tier guys to understand. I don't care if you were once in it or once the best or whatever. If you are not on a day-to-day basis, minimum in a weekly basis, in there in the grind, when you become too far detached from something, you absolutely can't be involved with it anymore because I'm sorry, you just don't know. Like, it is really hard for me right now to relate to teenagers. It's been a long time since I've been a teenager. I just don't get it anymore. Don't worry, if that's where you're at, there's some things we get to do that we're going to talk about. But you need to be involved directly. If you're one of these managers or type of people that you're like, my involvement is ruling from above, you're probably struggling and your bank account probably isn't too good. So a little story that I want to tell on this is actually comes from the phenomenal movie Top Gun Maverick. If you haven't seen it, clearly you're not an American. But there's an issue here where they have to fly, they have to go super fast, like they got to do this thing. If they can't fly, do these turns and do it in a small window, basically they die. Well, none of them are accomplishing this. Now, these are like the best pilots in the world. They're going through, they're doing the wee waggies and the ziggy zaggies, and they absolutely are gonna die. Like they're 30 seconds off from the time, like none of them are gonna make it. So what happens is Maverick, AKA Tom Cruise, gets down in there and beats what needs to be done by 15 seconds, proving that it can be done. And he did it by getting involved and showing them. So if your team is in a situation like that, like where you can just see the failure, maybe you just need to get in there and get your hands dirty. And if you're thinking, oh, I'm not gonna get in there and get my hands dirty, they're gonna keep failing and it's 100% your fault. Sorry, okay? Next one, and this is a big one. And this is so important for a lot of things, whether it's a leadership thing or whether you're a person who's just, directly helping a customer or a homeowner or a client or whatever directly in front of you, or if you're a doctor, you're a patient, that's actually what I'm gonna get into, and that is questions. You need to be asking questions, okay? Meaning, if you're the leader, you need to be asking questions to your team. This is something that honestly I'm not very good at a lot of times. Something that I've just implemented or started implementing again more recently. Ask your team, ask them questions. So have any of you ever been to a doctor that wasn't a very good doctor? They probably didn't ask questions. You ever been to that doctor? It's like, yeah, I already know what's going on. You have this super duper duba, seen it 1,000 times. Yeah, I've been doing this for years. I know that bodies are all different and that different things could have happened, but I'm just going to automatically assume this is your issue. Probably didn't go very well. You probably didn't go back to that doctor, or if you did, it's probably because you were still sick or injured or whatever the case may be. Versus a good doctor is going to ask you questions. When did this start? How did this happen? How long has this been going on? Did you make contact with, again, just whatever it is. But the more questions you ask, the more information you get to make a correct decision. Oftentimes, we don't make decisions because we don't have enough information and we're too afraid to go get the information, or we're too cocky and think we already know everything. Been there before. One of the greatest examples of how questioning is crucial is you think of the time that Jesus was on earth during that 3 years that those disciples were with him. Honestly, the disciples were pretty stupid. Like that, he would point blank tell them, "I'm going to die," and they're like, "Hey, what do you mean by that? Like, I don't understand." Like, really dumb guys, right? But they were constantly asking those questions, and then what happened? All of a sudden, one day, it all triggers, and they lead the church in what we know as Christianity today. Like, if they hadn't been them, if they hadn't been asking their questions, we would not be able to have the relationship we have now because of the knowledge. They wouldn't have had the knowledge if they didn't ask the questions. So if you want your answers, you're going to have to ask questions to get your answers. So if you're not asking questions, start asking questions. Point blank, period, end of story. Next thing, okay? What are you providing? You need to be providing something for them. What does that mean? If it's a sales team, are you providing them with opportunities, leads, interactions, whatever? Are you providing them with the opportunity to excel? And what does that mean? A big thing that happens in providing is you need to inform them what their expectations are. If you have an entire team that is failing, or a company that is failing, or whatever the case may be, I guarantee you, if I go ask all your people, they don't know their expectations. By giving someone their expectations, that is where the difference is made. I remember, earlier on in my management career, the first time I fired someone, it was horrible. They were crying. I was crying. It was the worst thing ever. And my mentor at the time was like, "Let me ask you a question. Why do you think that went so bad?" Right? He was very good at questions. And I was like, "Man, honestly, I don't know, but this feels horrible. I don't know that I'm ever going to get over it." He was like, "Did they have a clue it was coming?" They had no expectation that was set by me, and that's what made it hurt so bad. Now, yes, granted, they were not very good at their job, and they had issues. They showed up late, etc., so on and so forth. But because I had not set the expectation, they believed it was okay. So what I was providing for them was an environment in which they were guaranteed to fail. So what are you providing them? Is their life being improved by coming in and working alongside you? If it's not, you're not providing, you need to start. Okay? Now, you may provide it and they still don't take it. That's fine. But you need to provide the opportunity. Fill in the blank for whatever situation you're in to tell me if that works or not. One second, I'm kind of, allergies decide they want to make me kind of sound weird and not talk very well today. So, Next, and this is a problem that I see a lot of people come into, is you do not let it break. Sometimes people gotta fail. And now don't worry, you're not just gonna let them fail and then just watch everything burn. You're gonna be right there to put out the fire when it's just a spark. But you've got to give them the opportunity to let it, see if it goes good, bad, or otherwise. And honestly, that goes for you too. You may implement something new, and if you don't give it enough time, you don't know if it works or not. Sometimes I've seen so many things get pulled when the answer was, hey, it's working well. You know, it's like it's darkest before the dawn, or it has to get dirty before it gets clean. Like, you've got to give something enough time so that lessons can be learned and habits can be made. You need to let it break. I mean, and what a lot of entrepreneurs would tell you, a big thing is build it, break it, fix it, start again. Like that's the design of it. You gotta let it fail. Like when we all started walking, there was falls involved in our walking. Now, I mean, for me personally, I just started walking like from the hit. I was doing hurdles. I was like Usain Bolt, but faster and shorter. And I'm a liar. Anyways, so last thing, okay? Last thing. If you are following these principles, it's going to make this last thing more simple. And if you don't do this last thing, the rest of it is a waste, okay? Again, not many things. We're already on the last thing. Do it quickly. Make decisions fast. And again, if you think about it right now, do I make decisions fast? If that answer is yes, it probably means you're at least doing some of these things or one of the things right. It's easy to make a fast decision if you're asking a lot of questions and you have the correct information, right? If you're giving them the opportunities and you're setting the expectation and they're not doing said expectation, then you can quickly move on from them. You need to make decisions quickly, and if you can't make decisions quickly, you are struggling in one of or all of or some of these areas. Very simple. So, questions are big. Moving fast is big. But all of these things here tie together. And generally speaking, someone has an issue somewhere naturally. Like for me, being involved is very, very, like, that's just who I am. I'm going to be involved. And the second I'm too far separated, then I'm involved with the team that's involved with the team, right? But if you're a big wig up here and you're talking, if you're, CEO of some big company and you got line level tasks you're developing, like, honestly, you're too far detached from that. What are you doing? Okay, so there's a point where involvement can be done incorrectly, but you got to be involved. So for me, involvement is a very natural thing. What's not natural from an employee standpoint, that's very natural for me and almost everything else, is questions. I am not very good at asking questions to my employees. Like sometimes they have better answers than you. I'm very good in questions for a lot of other things because I feel like I'm stupid in everything else. But questions is going to be my natural tendency of failure. So you're going to have a natural tendency of failure or an area that you're not good at. That's fine. Just recognize it like it's a skill. All of these things are skills. Everything on here is a skill. A skill means it's something that can be learned. Like, it's not a skill that I'm not tall and big. Like that, there's nothing I can do about that. These things are skills. These can all be trained. They can all be improved. And they need to be getting improved. So if you're in a situation where you're like, hey, I want to grow my bank account, or I don't like what my bank account is, I guarantee you're not doing something here correctly, right? So I hope this is helpful. Pass it on to a fellow or fellette that you think can use it. And we'll talk to you on the next one.